Hi guys, this is Jess with This Tiny Schoolhouse, and today I wanted to talk a little bit about what we were doing for language arts and reading in August. So I had mentioned in a previous video that we are no longer using the good and the beautiful. And if you want to see that video, I'll link it in this description down below, kind of talking about why we're not using it anymore. It has nothing to do with religion, so if that's what you're thinking, don't think it. I'll link that video below so you guys can see why we're not using the good and the beautiful for language arts anymore. I had mentioned that we would be doing a book year. I really wanted to focus Emma on learning to love reading again instead of just focusing on learning to read. So I wanted to talk about the books that we'll be reading with her for the year, and then I also wanted to talk about the books that I will be reading. I used to love reading. It was my favorite pastime. I would read anywhere from 20 to 30 books a month. I actually had an entire channel dedicated to talking about the books I was reading. I ended up just getting busy with life, and my reading has really slowed down. And I think that it's a lot easier to sit down and grab my phone and look at something on it for 5 minutes than it is to pick up a book and read it for 5 minutes, because when I read, I want to feel really engrossed in the story. So I was not getting that, and now she's seen me on technology way more than she's seen me reading books, even though reading is actually one of my favorite pastimes. So I'm going to be talking about what we're reading for her for August and the books that I will be reading in August. So the first thing that we are reading with her for our book year is The Bears on Hemlock Mountain by Alice Dalgleish. I'm probably butchering that name. I butcher all the author names. And this is just a really fun and simple chapter book. It's got some pictures in it. This is very easy for her to read. She's not really challenged with it, which is kind of where I wanted to start with her on chapter books besides the Magic Treehouse. The Magic Treehouse books are some of her favorites, but they're the only ones that she's really felt comfortable and confident reading herself. So these were a great thing to pick up her on the chapter books path and make her realize that she can do it. So this is really fun and really cute. She really likes reading it. We'll do a chapter or two a day, and then I have discussion questions and I call it a comprehension worksheet, where she'll have to narrate what's going or what happened in the reading for the day, and there's a couple questions, and then she has copy work. So that takes care of reading, phonics, comprehension, writing, because she's doing the copy work, and just thinking about the text. The Bears on Hemlock Mountain is about a little boy who has to go over the mountain to get something for his mother, and everyone's warning him that there's no bears on Hemlock Mountain, you don't have to worry. But as you can see by the cover, there's bears on Hemlock Mountain, and he has to go on a little bit of an adventure. So she's really liking it. She loves animals, and there's all kinds of different little animals mentioned in this book. So it's really cute for her. So I don't want to overwhelm her with reading, especially the first couple months we're switching over from a curriculum. So she's only reading this book and this book. The Courage of Sarah Noble is based on a true story. It's about a girl in 1707 who has to travel through the wilderness to build her new home. She has to be very brave and make new friends and meet new people. So I thought that this would be fun. This one is a little more complicated, a lot longer. You can see a lot longer chapters, but it still has pictures. So I thought that this would be a good jumping off point from this one, which has got smaller pages. But still, it's a familiar context and a familiar format. So that's what she'll be reading this month. If you guys would like me to, I've been making the comprehension sheets for these. If you would like me to put them down below, I will once they're finished, or I can just upload them. I'm working on putting together a website where I have all this stuff, but I don't have it ready yet. Something we will be reading together that's not part of our curriculum is the Penderwicks. We're still working on this. It's slower than I thought it would be. We're not too far along in it, so maybe that's why maybe it picks up. But she likes it. It's just not the first thing that she wants to pull out. She's really more interested in the sassafras science. So anytime we do any reading out loud, that's what she wants to do. So we haven't really got too far in Penderwicks, but I'm hoping to finish that this month of August. So the first thing that I am reading for myself this month is The Whole Brain Child. This is a book that says it has 12 revolutionary strategies to nurture your child's developing mind. As a homeschooling mama, I think it's super important for me to constantly be educating myself on child psychology and how best to educate my children. I follow a very eclectic, easygoing Charlotte Mason style kind of homeschool. I believe in a slow-paced childhood filled with lots of play and lots of love, but that's not all it takes to educate your children or even to be a good parent. So I've been picking up books to kind of help myself along. If you are educating children professionally, then you have to go to school for it, and you have to be educated on the best ways and the best practices. So it's only right that since I am taking my child's education into my own hands, that I educate myself on the best ways to do that, because I only get one shot at it. Well, I get two because I have 2 kids, but I only get one shot at educating them, and I want it to be the best that I can do. I want to know that I did my best and gave my best shot. So if you guys have any recommendations for good homeschooling mama books, let me know in the comments down below, and I would love to check them out. Reading The Whole Brain Child. And then for fun this month, because it's very important to not only read with a purpose, what I'm reading for fun is Wicked Saints by Emily A. Duncan. I absolutely love YA books. Like I said, I did used to have a channel. I've mentioned this, maybe I mentioned in this video. I used to have a channel called Chapter Chicks where I just talked about books. Was before I had kids and a little bit after I had Emma. I love reading, and YA books are my favorite. I do read adult books also, but YA books just have that special little niche that I really love. I absolutely love paranormal books. You know, I was a Twilight kid, so a Harry Potter. I mean, I have a Harry Potter tattoo, so obviously I like Harry Potter. But this is Wicked Saints by Emily Duncan. It's a book about a girl who is able to converse with all of these different gods, and they give her like powers to help fight this bad guy. I'm not like crazy far into it, but it's really good so far, and it's been so nice and so refreshing to get off of my technology, to get off my computer, my phone, my camera, even though I'm talking to the camera right now, and just pick up a good old-fashioned book again. So I hope that Emma seeing me read will encourage her to read, that technology is not the only pastime. So yeah, that is what we are doing for the month of August in our book year. I will probably do a wrap-up, maybe talk about some of the things we did get done, but I'm not for sure. It depends on if I end up adding more or not. So if you like these kind of videos, or like seeing homeschool content or family vlogs, then subscribe to this channel or like this video and let me know. If you have a request, or just if you like something that you saw, maybe you didn't like something that you saw, leave a comment down below. I'd love to talk to you guys to see who's subscribing. My channel is very slowly growing, but I'm not familiar with the faces behind the numbers, so I would love to hear from you guys, just to get to know you guys. The only reason this is fun for me is because I get to interact with you guys. I'm not on here just to talk to myself or hear myself talk or think I look pretty on the camera and want to see myself. I love getting to know the people who are watching on the other side of the screen, and hopefully get to help you guys out some. So yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!